This is a defense that you need to know about because it sends some of the best pressure, shuts down the run, and plays some of the best lockdown coverage in college football 26. And today, I'm going to show you exactly where to find it. I'll show you the steps on how to run it and how to set it up, and then we'll take it into an online head-to-head game so you can see how you can run it to put the clamps on anybody that you play. So if you like videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell for when we drop new videos. With that, let's get into it. So today we're going to be looking at the formation over G, and this is from the 4-2-5 defensive playbook. And if you're unfamiliar with how defensive playbooks work in college football 26, there's only 9 different ones in the game, and the 4-2-5 is used by far the most amount of teams. And as always, if you want to check out this full defensive game plan with even more unstoppable blitzes and lockdown coverage, you can find that on WinCollegeFootball.com. And with that, let's get to the first play. Now, having a successful defense comes down to 4 things. You need to be able to send pressure, stop the run, shut down RPOs, and play lockdown coverage. So I'm going to get started by showing you one of the best blitzes in the game. This is the play LB Blitz. All right, let's get started quickly by going over the coaching adjustments. So in order to pull up the coach adjustments, again, just click in the right stick, and that is going to pull up your coaching adjustment menu. Now, what I recommend doing here is making sure that you have auto flip on. And to be quite honest with you now, everything else is optional and up to you. You can go ahead and set zone drops if you want. I don't. You can definitely change your defensive motion response. You can change your option read keys, your pitch read keys, your RPO keys. You can do all these. I'm going to show you how to stop RPOs later in this video without needing to change these, but those are all things you can do. The next thing that I do recommend is changing your packages. So packages are in the middle of the screen here. All we're going to do to change these is flick our right stick to the left one time to go to slot corner. Now, I do this because I like the old school adjustments in over G instead of the new ones where we can put outside thirds out there. I think deep halves are super effective, so I really like having my slot corner with the ability to put hard flats on them, and we'll show you why a little bit later in the video. But those are the coaching adjustments that I use. A lot of the things are optional, but I would highly recommend making sure that you have auto flip on. All right, so I'm going to show you how in 2 simple steps, we're going to get this B-gap pressure every single time through the B-gap unless our opponent blocks a running back or a tight end. So they are going to be forced to block 6 people on every single down, or we are going to yell at them through the B-gap. Now, the great thing about this blitz is you can send it on either side. It doesn't matter. You can play any type of defense behind it that you want. Like stock with this play, LB Blitz is a man defensive coverage, but your user is also going to have no actual responsibility. So that means you can go wherever you want with your user. You don't need to play coverage on one particular person. You can help out wherever help is needed. It's a great defense because of this. Now, how do we set this up? So first, I want to show this. We're going to show this against 5 receivers out on offense. What we need to do to set this blitz up is we need to slide our defensive line in either direction, but I highly recommend sliding your defensive line away from the running back. So since the running back's on the right here, we're going to slide our defensive line left. Now we're going to do that by hitting left on the D-pad and then left on the left stick. And then we need to slide our linebackers opposite of that. So since the D-line went left, we're going to slide our linebackers right by hitting right on the D-pad and then right on the left stick. Now, my user is always on the non-blitzing side. So since we slid our defensive line left, the blitzing side is the left side. So I'm going to go ahead and also just zone out my user. That is optional, but I prefer to do it in case I need to switch stick. But what you're going to see here, now this is practice mode. Practice mode is really dumb for some reason. When you set up things slowly, the blitz doesn't come in. But what you're going to see here is we're going to get a B-gap blitz pretty much every single time. It's one of the most consistent blitzes in the entire game, and you can see that this is like just screaming at him. The faster that linebacker is, the faster this blitz is going to come in, and that quarterback is going to have nowhere to go. Now, we're going to make it a little bit better. There's a couple things that we can do here. First of all, you can go ahead and QB contain. So it's a little bit different this year. In years past, it's been double tapping RB on Xbox or R1 on PlayStation. This year, it is RB on Xbox, R1 on PlayStation, and then LB on Xbox, L1 on PlayStation. So it looks like this, but again, you can go ahead and zone out your user after that. So if your opponent's quarterback hikes the ball and they see this pressure coming, they're going to run into a contain. There is going to be nowhere to go. It's a really annoying defense from that standpoint. And again, it's super easy. Like, it's 2 simple steps. You can, again, then change any coverage behind it that you want. Like if you wanted to set up a cover 2 like this, you can totally do that if you're comfortable with those quick adjustments. And and it's still going to come in. It won't matter whatsoever. That's why this blitz is so good. Now, I will say if they do block a running back, this is something that will get picked up a lot of the times, and you will see that even against a blocked running back, you know, it's going to still get good pressure. I mean, you're still having one-on-ones across the board everywhere else, but this is still a super effective blitz because it's going to force them to do that on every down. And as we get a little bit later in the video, once you start seeing them block a running back or block a tight end, that's when we can start dropping into coverage and we can say, all right, you're only sending out 4 people. We're just going to go ahead and let our 4-man pass rush come home while we drop into max coverage. So that is the blitz, though. That's how you do it. And again, just as a quick side note here, you can send it to either side. It really doesn't matter. Auto flip on or off doesn't matter whatsoever. I just prefer the non-running back side, and we'll get to why in the next video. Now, running the football in College Football 26 is really effective, so you need to have a game plan to stop it. So I'm going to show you how we really easily stop the run out of this defense. All right, so now we're going to talk about consistently stopping the run, and this is something that if you can prove that you can do this like the first 2 or 3 times they try to run the football, people will just give up on it, and that's why I love this defense. So again, my favorite run defense out of this is still LB Blitz, and here is exactly why I prefer to send the blitz from the non-running back side. So you can see the running backs on the right. Again, to set up our blitz, we're going to slide our defensive line left, slide our linebackers right, but you can see the blitz is coming essentially in the exact gap that the running back will get the football with, and he's got nowhere to go. You can click on, you can hit stick him if you want, but this blitz comes right through the gap that the opponent is going to want to run the football through pretty much every time. You can see if they cut back, our user will be there. I can't use this with 2 controllers, but you can see our user would be waiting in this gap, and if they try to run through the designed gap, obviously our linebacker is right there waiting for him. It is that easy. There's nothing else to do with it. It just essentially plays run defense for you. And again, they run an inside zone like that, you're going to see they've got absolutely nowhere to go. This can turn into fumbles, hit sticks, but most importantly, it's going to give them the sign that they can't consistently run the football on you, and that's going to start getting them into RPOs, getting them into passing. That's when we're going to send pressure. But in the next video, I'm going to show you maybe the most important part of this defense. We're going to show you how to stop RPOs every single time. Next, you have to be prepared to be able to stop RPOs. So now I'm going to show you the trick that we can use from many different plays in this defense in order to shut them down every time. Now, as you probably already know from even our first game plan that we dropped this year on the YouTube channel here, RPOs are insanely good this year again, and this one in particular out of Y-off trips is insane. This is RPO read Y flat, and if people don't have an answer for it, like, it can go for big plays, it can go for touchdowns, and I'm going to show you exactly how to defend this in the easiest way possible, and it's super simple. Now, first and foremost, I want to draw your attention to why these are so good. You can see that the RPO read Y flat, if you pull up the read key adjustments, the P defender is the guy who's supposed to be responsible for guarding that flat route, and he just backs up, gets blocked, and there's just nobody there for it. So there's a couple different things that we can do. Now, I'm going to show you the easiest one first because this is super simple. Just go ahead and put cover 4 quarters in your audibles, and if you think they're running an RPO, just shade down. That's it. That's all you need to do. The hard flat coming from the middle on this is going to be enough to just take this away every single time. There's going to be nothing there. It is that easy. Just cover 4, shade down. That'll do the entire job for you. You don't need to do anything else. So if you don't know how to shade down, you're going to hit Y on Xbox, triangle on PlayStation, and then down on the right stick. That's going to put hard flats on the field. And the most important thing is that you have the slot corner right here in a hard flat. And you're going to see exactly how we're going to exploit that in a second, but it's not going to be throwable. You're going to get people that are going to get hit right away. You might get an interception on it. It's just going to completely shut down their option for throwing that RPO. Now, you can do this out of a couple different plays, like cover 3 match. This will work out of, or just a cover 3. That'll be just fine too. You can see the same thing is going to happen most of the time. But what I don't like about cover 3 is we actually got the perfect example right there. Sometimes, for whatever reason, you will get them to just randomly run in to the blocker. Like, he's not even being blocked by him. You can see the receiver's just actually going out there. He's not trying to block him, and he just runs into it. Doesn't happen when you run a cover 4. Now, the other thing that you can do, and this is why in the previous or in the beginning of this like setup stuff where I went through coaching adjustments and packages, this is why I recommended changing your packages to slot corner. Because if you double tap the Y button on Xbox, the triangle button on PlayStation, you're going to have the secondary adjustments, but you're going to see A. That's our slot corner. And because we changed the adjustments on him in the packages menu to slot cornerback, we can put him into a hard flat. You could not put him into a hard flat otherwise, and this again will make him play it. So you can be an LB blitz, you can be whatever play you want, and it will now work. So again, this is because of our coaching adjustments though, because we have auto flip on. The slot corner is always going to be on the trip side or the RPO side in most cases. And then additionally, you can now put hard flats on the slot corner whenever you want. And there it goes, it shows it. And you can change coverage behind here to whatever you want to. Maybe you would just want to like create a cover 3 defense. Totally fine. You can just go ahead and do that. Or that's essentially a cover 4. But you're going to see, boom, absolutely nothing there. That is how you're going to shut down RPOs every single time. And now I'm going to show you how to use some of the best coverage defenses in the game to shut down anything your opponent wants to do throwing the football. All right, we're going to talk coverage real quickly. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on coverage because I could probably talk for 2 hours on it, but here's what I need to tell you. First and foremost, you need to disguise your coverage. Now, you can do that in a couple different ways. You can do that by changing your defensive coverage shells. So you can see here, I go cover 0, I go cover 2 man, just flicking the right stick up where it says shell. And running just a cover 4 shell or a cover 2 shell can be very, very effective because those 2 shells are kind of universal where any defense can kind of work out of them. But disguising your coverage is really, really important. I'm going to be dropping a video next week on how to read defenses in College Football 26. And people who are really advanced, they're going to know exactly when you're in a cover 2, a cover 3, a cover 4, man defense. So being able to disguise that, very important. Now, the other way that you can kind of disguise this is you can change your safety depth. You can change your safety width, your midpoint. These will actually disguise your defenses a little bit. The weird thing about those is sometimes they open up some gaps and makes it a little bit more difficult. But what we're going to talk about is just disguising it. So I'm going to put a cover 2 shell out here, and then I'm going to come out just in a coverage defense. So we're going to come out in cover 4 quarters, for example. Now, from a defensive standpoint, cover 4 quarters is a matching defense. So if I don't have any zone drop set, or I'm not shading down or shading up or anything, this is going to match. Now, again, I don't want to spend 2 hours on a video here, but this is a very good defense in College Football 26. 75% of players aren't going to have a clue on what to do against match coverage. So you can literally run this, just mix it in. It's going to give them a lot of headaches, a lot of problems. Now, again, because we've got our coverage shell set to cover 2, it's going to look like a cover 2 whether we're in cover 4 or cover 2. So let's just audible to a cover 2 here. You can see nobody moved. The deep safety stayed in the same spot. The corners on the next to the receivers down low, they stayed in the same spot. Really effective. This is another coverage that is way better this year than it's been in the past 5 years. Cover 2 is insane this year. Deep halves play a lot. One really good defense is simply either using the mid read here and just running a cover 2 and just say, beat me in a cover 2. Or what I like, because you can see the seam throw was probably open there late, is just audibling again to a cover 2 here and taking the guy who's in a mid read and put him in a deep third. And then what I will typically do is I will still user him. And then if I see somebody running deep, I will just switch stick off. And then I need to do a little bit earlier there, but I'll switch stick off and I'll let that mid read just run down the field. So again, we'll just do this again. Might bring him back here, or maybe just don't even user him at all if you don't feel comfortable switch sticking off of him. But then you've got those 2 deep halves that essentially work like outside thirds, like they are that good towards the sidelines. And then you've got the middle covered as well. It's a very good defense. Next, the only other thing that I'll mention in here is I love sending our LB blitz because it's going to force somebody to block a running back. So that's where the scheme starts, right? It starts with using LB blitz to make sure that they can't run the football, A, but B, let's just go to a play that's sending out 5 here. But B, they don't feel comfortable in a position where they need to sit in the pocket without blocking somebody. So if you send this blitz consistently and they start blocking a running back, it's the perfect time to say, all right, they're blocking a running back. The blitz still came in that time, but they're blocking a running back. All right, I can start dropping into coverage because I only have 4 people I need to guard on routes. And that is the philosophy that we're trying to run, right? We're using the blitz to force them to block a running back or a tight end on every down, and then we can drop into coverage. And once they start sending out 5 people again, that's when we mix in that blitz, catch them off guard, and we get them for an easy sack or potentially a turnover. All right, so let's take this in game, show you how we can run it. All right, let's take this into an online head-to-head game so you can see it live in action, and I can show you exactly how effective this is and how you can do the same. All right, here we go. So we're going up against LSU. I feel like that's everybody's team. They've got the best team in the game just from a player standpoint by far. Now, again, I think they've just a weak playbook, though. That's kind of the problem with them. But here we just got to make a tackle. And now we're going to start using the over G defense. And in all likelihood, I think we're seeing an RPO and just a run. Yep, there's an RPO. 100% what he was trying to do. Zone here. And it's still the RPO. We're there for it. Side of the field. He did block the running back, ran another RPO. Oh, my God. That shouldn't be completed. That's just man defense and him just throwing a bad ball there. That guy wasn't open. Playing pretty decent RPO defense. It looks like he wants to run some type of RPO on every single down here. We got pretty good run D here. I kind of overcommitted with my user. Now that he probably knows we're in man, this is just a little screen. Our user's there, but again, he's got a 99 or I don't know what speed he is, but super fast PO of some kind here. And good, missed it. My user kind of bumped into that receiver. That's why I didn't get open, but he's motioning. I'm going to go with him. Not going to have any. Oh, that guy was on a hook. I was not expecting him to be on a curl route there. We'll draw play. Nothing there. Good defense. We're in match, just so you guys know. Good defense. Curl on the left side here. And shouldn't have anything. I think we've got it all bagged. The blitz gets home to maybe go cover if we need to, but all right, we actually got a punt. In the playoffs, we got a punt. I'm probably shading down with it, but we get him to overcommit there, and nice gain on first down. But we're going to snap the football. It is a cover 3. We got hit as we throw. That was a touchdown. We're going to have it. Again, nice little dot fence now. But again, if we can get to the outside here and just not quite able to get the corner, so penalty here, we don't. Should have the tight end. We got him. Good catch. 3rd and 1. See if we get him. Nice little dot. Just couldn't quite get it off. That was a touchdown to RB. He was in cover 2. There's the dot. I guess we'll test it a little bit. He thought about not bringing that out. Probably should have actually not brought it out. Throw it that way. There's it. Oh, I just missed it with my user. That should have been a pick. Nope. He's got the drag. That's my user. Or match bombs, sorry. Match has just been, I mean, my user is just so slow. Looking for the RPO. That's good dot. Little flood combo to that side. Little screenplay again. Probably a drag. That's okay, D. We'll take that on that a little bit. Little zig route. We got D for that. That's fine. Just gonna guard that. Look for the backside. He's got nothing. Didn't get any points before half. Good defense. Good defense. So big mistake by him to end the half. Just terrible clock management. He had timeouts he was sitting on too. That's probably the worst part. Let's see. Oh, this is just butter. We're good. Get to the outside here. Easy yards again. Nice little dot. We haven't even shown the RPO yet. Now's the right time. We hit him with the RPO after he thinks, oh, he probably doesn't even have an RPO because we have literally not run it once. Let's see if he's got run D. I think he just missed with his user. We'll take that though. Again, working the clock. I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna have to throw this away. Yeah, nothing. I'm waiting for B to come back at the last second there. Oh, cover 2 man again. Should have the dot. Let's go. All right, 14-0 lead so far, giving up 0 points. It seems it should match, and that's looking for the curl. Wasn't there. Again, just solid bend but don't break defense here. Do we have to guard deep here? Looking for the curl, and I was all over that for whatever reason. We just didn't get the animation to pick it off. Looking for the crossing route. That's should be. Again, he's 5 yards at a time isn't going to kill us here. That's a good read. I was in the middle of the field. Didn't have anybody in the middle of the field either. Oh, I got stuck in a weird camera angle. You drop that? I catch it. Got it. I mean, we got the weird camera angle that I'm stuck on here too. I mean, perfect shade on that. All right, 4th down, 4th and 1. I cannot believe he threw that, and I also can't believe my user did not get there. I mean, it is just consistent that my user is not getting to anything. Right, so what, 2 first downs wins the game? Definitely not bringing this out. Probably not a great run stick by me, but that was man. Stay in bounds here. Sure here. Another first down. That might do it. Not the end of the world with that one. So good game. Again, that is the over G defense though. It's solid. It is something that really forces your opponent to make the right reads very consistently while giving you the opportunity to send pressure or drop into coverage and really making sure that your opponent never really knows what you're doing. Now this defense is great and you're going to get a lot of stops, but in order to win more games of college football, you have to be able to score points as well. So if you like this video, you should check out this video next where I show you the most overpowered offense in college football 26.